Welcome back, CAD users. Today I'm going to show you how to make the angled block that you see here in this image so that later on, when we're ready to create our own drawings, we can go ahead and do that. So you may need to make sure you go to the assignments in OnShape and select the start there so that locks in yours. But I'm just going to create one here to show you how to do it. This is the angled block. And I called mine tutorial, but you can just call yours angled block. When we get in, we should always check our units. Our units should be in inches there, and if you have to change them, make sure your updated workspace units over here are also in inches. I'm going to do that now. We're going to start by creating a sketch on our top plane. And on that top plane, I'm going to go quickly through this, so pause where you need to. I'm going to create a block that is a corner rectangle starting from the corner and going out. And I'm going to dimension that so that it's 3 inches by 2 inches. And that is the basis of the basic first block. We can go ahead and select that, and we're going to give that some depth. That needs to have a depth of 2 inches. So now when I go to the isometric view, there's the block I'm starting with to make this angled block part. We're now going to go ahead and cut some pieces off of the sides. So I'm going to go to my top view and create a new sketch that starts on the face of extrude 1. And I'm going to use my line tool to make some rectangles. Make sure, not rectangles, I'm sorry, triangles. Make sure that your triangles have points that lie on the sides of your block. So I made mine off-centered so we can do some dimensioning. My dimensions on these needs to be, I'm going to dimension one side of it here. So let me get out of that line tool and dimension this line. This is 1.5, and this one down here is just 1.0. If I want this other side to be the same, I can always dimension it, but what I'm going to do here is show you a feature tool or a relationship where I highlight this line, hold my shift key down while I'm outside of my tool, and highlight my other line. So now I have both of these bottom lines highlighted, and then I'm going to hit the equal sign so that they're both 1. And I'll do the same for the side. I'm going to hold, highlight, hit the shift key, highlight again, and hit equal. And now you're going to see they've turned black, they're fully constrained, and they're 1.5 by 1 inches triangles. Let's go ahead and extrude cut that. So I'm going to extrude remove at a depth of 0.9. And so now when I go to my isometric view, I kind of have this, it reminds me of an old tube TV. So we can move on to the next part. We're going to do this angled cut off the top here, and we're going to do that off the right side. And the nice thing about OnShape is it's going to let you draw this sketch on this surface here all the way out, even though we're going to be kind of moving in space. So I'm going to create a sketch on the extruded surface on this right side using the line tool, and I want it to start at the top point, come over to some point over here, go down, and come back up. And you might be able to tell that it doesn't exactly line up, so I'm going to get out of my line tool and I'm going to use my relationships, this cosecant one. I want to make sure that this point lies on this line. So I'm going to hit this point, hold my shift key down, hit this line, and then hit my cosecant tool. Notice over here, when I click on it, there's a midpoint. I accidentally did that. I want to get rid of that, because that's going to create problems when I go to do the next dimension. So if you ended up with a midpoint like I did where it thought you wanted it to be halfway, get rid of that. So we're going to hit the dimension tool. We want the angle between the top line and the side plane to be 15 degrees. And you can see here I'm going to escape out of that. I didn't do what I wanted to do here to get this lined up. So I'm going to hit this point and this line and cosecant them. And then I'm going to do the same on this other point, this point and this line, and cosecant them. And now I should have almost what I want. There's one more thing I need to do to fully constrain it. I want this point to lie on this line here. We'll Z that. I'm going to move it over so I can see it better. This point and that point. Okay, so if you have any trouble with that, check in with me or remove your relationships. I now have this angle here, and I can go ahead and hit extrude. We're going to remove it. Instead of being blind, we're going to do a through all, and then okay that. So now we have this angled back. We need to do one more main thing. We're going to cut a hole in this surface here, so we're going to hit a sketch on this back surface. We're going to use our circle tool. Just draw yourself a circle anywhere on there, and then go ahead and dimension. It's going to have a radius of 0.5. Oops. It needs to be a half an inch from the bottom, and it needs to be 1.5 inches from the edge. And then now we have a fully constrained circle that we can now do a remove cut. So instead of add, we're going to remove. Instead of blind, we're going to go through all. And there we have it. You now have this part. We're going to change its material. So over here, under part 1, we are going to assign a material. Let me see what Dr. Planberg wants. She wants 1060 alloys, so we can come over. We're going to use the OnShape library, and we're going to type in 1060 alloy. Let's just type in 1060 and see what that gets us. There it is, aluminum alloy. And we'll assign that. If you would like, you can change the appearance, because in other software it will automatically give you a different color, but that doesn't happen in OnShape. So if you want to give it an aluminum appearance, you can change the color. And now you're ready to edit the name and say that this is the aluminum angled block. You can submit it as an assignment, and then you can STL it and turn it in and save this, because we will be using this later to make a part drawing.